Today's video, we're going to focus on the figurative death by 1,000 cuts, stress, and how to manage your stress for a healthier mindset. Stress is one of those misunderstood topics. In my book, The Keen Edge, Mastering the Mindset for Real Lasting Fat Loss, I break stress into two different regions, good stress and bad stress. Good stress, which is a hormetic response where you're doing a small amount of stress that helps you deal with long-term chronic stress, is really useful. Short bursts of high-intensity exercise, cold exposure, heat exposure, fasting to a degree. But there are things you can do in your life that will help you manage the bad stress, and that's going to be the focus of this video. Number one, be honest about how much you can handle. Overwhelm and stress are closely tied related. They're kissing cousins effectively. When you're not clear on how much you can actually handle day to day, it's so easy to feel overwhelmed and feel that levels of stress and cortisol rising where you just feel like you can't do anything. I've done it myself, where I would say yes to too many things, which we'll get onto, which led to a feeling of complete overwhelm. So on the front end, be honest about how much you can manage. I do this with my weight loss and fat loss clients all the time. For example, one of the questions I'll put to potential new clients before working on my program is, are you in the position right now to prioritize a fat loss or body composition journey? For example, if you've just moved house, you've recently got married, you have a new kid on the way, it might not be the best time to prioritize getting into the best shape of your life. And that's fine. But committing to too many things at once generally isn't the approach to long-term success. When it comes to things like working out in your diet, in this example, I like putting things on what I call an MED, a minimum effective dose. What's the minimum amount of workout time I need to put into my regimen to feel the way I want to feel? Because right now I'm prioritizing other things, i.e. moving into a new house or having a child, or dealing with work responsibilities or a work promotion. There's a time and a place for prioritizing getting into great shape, and there's a time and a place when you should take a step back with it. Don't press the fuck it button and destroy all your progress. That's also not going to help with your stress levels, but put it on a minimum effective dose, an MED. But be honest about how much you can handle right now. Number two, learn to say no. An absolute superpower in and of itself. From my experience, learning to say no can be the ultimate tool with helping you manage your stress levels for a healthier mindset. Similar to point one and understanding how much you can actually handle, learning to say no can be the tool that helps get you there because you're not overcommitting to things that you don't really want to do. So how do you learn to say no? I'm glad you asked. Saying no is actually quite straightforward if you apply this one tip. What should you genuinely be saying yes to? Everything that falls outside that category is an automatic no. If your current goal is training for a couch to 5K, for example, all the things that help you get to that goal should be an automatic yes. Do I need to get my run in today? Yes. Then you do it. Do I need to prioritize my meals so that I can have energy to run that 5K? The answer is yes. Will having a glass of wine every single evening support me hitting this goal from couch to 5K? Probably not. So now it falls into the no category. Again, I'm keeping it really simple and not talking about the behavioral element around that particular example, but you get the idea. Things that move you closer to the goal become an automatic yes. Things that move you further away from the goal become an automatic no. And this works for all areas of your life. Professionally, romantically, fitness-wise, nutrition-wise. From my experience anyways. Get clear on what you should be saying yes to, and it becomes easier to say no to everything else. 3, set healthy boundaries. Now there's going to be people out there who can speak to this much better than I can. Behavioral therapists, psychologists who will focus on this particular content. But setting healthy boundaries is key for managing a healthier mindset when it comes to your stress levels. A very straightforward and simple example of setting healthy boundaries would be your nights out. If you're working on a goal like the couch to 5K or a weight loss or body composition goal, you probably want to have healthy boundaries around your friendships and what you're doing in nights out. For example, going out every Friday, Saturday and Sunday night until 2 a.m. probably isn't going to help that goal. But your friends and family are your friends and family. They're probably going to invite you if they're going. So you might want to have your own boundaries set up around that. Of course, it's an extreme example, but you might have a version of that in your own life. Maybe it's communicating with work colleagues that you're on a weight loss journey or a fat loss journey so that they don't offer you chocolates and biscuits every lunchtime when you come into the staff room. You're setting up those healthy boundaries that support you with your goal. You build confidence by repeatedly keeping promises to yourself. And one of the ways to do that is setting those healthy boundaries and communicating that with the people around you. And that increase in self-confidence can reduce your stress levels from my experience. Number 4, be creative and have fun. There's an old quote, one man's meat is another man's poison. And that's how stress levels are. The things that allow me to manage my stress levels might stress you out. For example, when I'm feeling particularly anxious or stressed, I'll jump into an ice bath or cryotherapy. That extreme response to the cold helps make me feel calmer. That to somebody else stresses them out even thinking about it. And be creative and find fun ways that make you feel stress-free. Is that going for a walk in nature? Is that journaling all your anxious thoughts? Is that jumping into a cryo bath or an ice bath? Is that some heat exposure in the sauna? Is it uploading your favorite podcast and going for a walk? Is it an extreme workout in the gym or at home? Different things work for different people. So experiment with stress management techniques, but be creative and fun with it, and then double down on the things that work best for you. And finally, 5, take care of your physical body, which to a fitness person is really obvious. But for somebody who's not into it, it takes a little while to get to that point. I speak about it in the Keen Edge Mastering the Mindset for Real Lasting Fat Loss, that most people when they start working out first hate it, myself included. And the same with every fitness influencer you see online. It's just that we tend to misremember it because nobody likes working out in the beginning. It's hard. You feel like you're going to get sick. Nobody likes that feeling initially. But what happens after a certain tipping point is that association and that massive endorphin release you get off the back of exercise starts to make it feel good. And once you get to that point, exercise and working out just becomes a habit. It's actually the secret for sustaining an exercise program. Anybody who's got over that ridge or crossed the chasm to where it feels uncomfortable and you're sick all the time to feeling really good after and feels a little bit addicted to that endorphin high, everybody can get to that point. Just some will get there faster than others. So give yourself enough runway of time. If you're not enjoying it now, give it a little bit more time or experiment with another exercise regimen that you prefer. Don't like the gym? Try power walking. Don't like power walking? Try going for a cycle. Don't like cycling? Try 5-a-side, football or basketball. Something that gets you moving and keeps you active, that you enjoy. And looking after your physical body will help with stress relief. You can go on to PubMed or any academic journal and see the amount of research that's been done on endorphins and your body's ability to feel so much better and handle stress off the back of regularly exercising 3 to 5 times per week, 30 to 50 minutes. It's unbelievable because most of those studies are in direct comparison with things like Prozac and Lexapro antidepressant drugs. It's unbelievable when you see some of the research. So include exercise and look after your physical body and you will definitely feel better with a healthier mindset to manage daily stress. There you have it. There's a few tips that will hopefully help you when it comes to managing your daily stress for a healthier mindset. And as always, if you like what you saw, be sure to hit that like and subscribe for videos coming each and every week.